Yeah.
So,
which is funny.
yeah.
Speaking of beating people more than once, let's talk about our Shonen playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Which are Shonen Showdown, which we got y'all votes. The tallies are in. I don't think these are wrong. The tallies are in. So between Inuyasha and Fairy Tail, Inuyasha beat out Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
And between Gintama and Rurouni Kenshin, no surprise there. Rurouni Kenshin, a Samurai X is beating out Gintama.
Too much popularity.
That's before we get to the other ones. Mm-hmm. What do you know? Do you think there's a trend? Like, I know this more, therefore it's winning, or do you feel like people think these are actually the better, more quality animes?
I feel like it's a combination of both. At least with the Rurouni Kenshin one, because Gintama it's not really niche, but it is kind of.
It's we said the last time it's meta. I mean, it's very meta, at least.
Yeah. Like, you have to be a fan of that style of show.
Yeah.
To be a fan of, to think it's better.
Yeah.
Rurouni Kenshin has good storyline and is kind of, it's not the same thing, but it's like an action.
Right.
It's nothing extra really.
Right.
Besides like an action story.
Yeah.
Revenge,
Right. Checker pass. That's
the reluctant killer standard. And all that type of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
Yeah. So I think that was it's more popular, and it was good. Like, Gintama was good, but it was a different.
Yeah.
It's like Friends Shonen almost. It's kind of
right. Yeah, and I realized
it's its own type of thing.
Right, and I realized last night because I only watched one episode, but like I didn't watch enough to like it more than Rurouni Kenshin. Like, I was like, I'm not gonna finish it. I finished episode X, but I'm like, I'm not gonna finish this. I'm not, like, there are shows that I like, Shonen shows that I don't mind, but like even Samurai Champloo show we're talking about today, I didn't mind binging that at all. Yeah. Like, this is great, but like Gintama, I don't know if I think that's taste thing, right? It's like, I don't know if I want to watch comedy style animes like more than once or more, on a streak. You feel that same way with Inuyasha Fairy Tail. Let's do our predictions for the next round.
Oh, well, I mean, those two were playing, so now they got to face the big boys.
Yeah, now they got the big dogs.
They don't have a there's no number rankings, but I did set up like the big 3 plus Dragon Ball in kind of advantageous positions.
Yeah, well,
just to kind of let you know
right?
To let you know how I kind of mapped it out, because I made this.
Hey,
so yeah, I put the big 3 plus Dragon Ball in advantageous matchups.
Right. I mean, which makes sense, because at the end of the day, I think I do think it could get, like I said, it could get weird even in this next round, because like I have one that's dear to me that we'll talk about.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that last. But let's get into it. Let's talk about this next round of this playoffs. We'll make our predictions. This is the second round, so it's not we're not semifinal. We're not in the third round of semis.
No. It's the real deal.
It's the real deal.
Other
ones had a bye week.
It's the 16, so we got the 16 now.
Right.
The first two were the play-in. That was like that play-in game in the NCAA tournament.
Right. Exactly.
So, but now we in NBA playoff mode. It's grown man stuff right now.
Right. I'll go through the whole thing just so everybody knows. If you have your bracket, by now you can't get your bracket no more. Mm-hmm. But if you have your bracket, you'll see it. We're not going to talk about these matchups, which are One Piece against Inuyasha, Attack on Titan versus Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, JoJo's versus My Hero Academia, and Naruto versus Seven Deadly Sins. Yeah. We're not talking about that side. We're going to talk about that next week when Jordan is here.
Because him and Chris are like the One Piece stands on the show.
Yeah, I'm like, dang,
I've watched what for regular anime would be a whole series worth, which is like 350 episodes. But as you know, that's a dent.
I haven't watched enough One Piece to had a conversation with them not being here. I think they'll have a lot of fun with They'll have a lot of fun with that in Inuyasha or whatnot. I got a feeling what they might be biased towards. But we are talking about these matchups today. And that is Dragon Ball Z versus Samurai X. Mm-hmm. We're making our predictions. And of course, y'all going to be voting. And remember that the winner of the winning bracket, so if you guessed most or all of these right to the last final two, you can win a prize. I don't know if we even figured out the prize, but you're going to get something nice and great because we care about y'all.
It's going to be more than $5.
It's going to be more than $5. And it's not going to be a bag of chips. I promise. DBZ versus Samurai X. Black Clover versus Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter versus Demon Slayer. Bleach versus Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah. It gets progressively harder as we go down. So let's talk about the first obvious one. Maybe not obvious. DBZ Samurai
obvious.
X.
Super obvious. Goku over everybody.
No prep time. No prep time.
No prep time. Just hands.
Yeah, I think it's hard. That's a hard matchup. Like you said, it's not an advantageous matchup for Samurai X because DBZ is just the one anime that every single, even people that don't like anime or they use it as the joke for people who like anime, they know Dragon Ball Z, they know Goku.
Or even if they at least when they was making fun of anime, they do the power up, the Saiyan power up to make fun of it. Like, ain't that the show ain't that the stuff that do doing all that screaming and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
It comes from DBZ. Mm-hmm. It's the origin story. I think it's so much in there. I mean, growing up with an anime is it's always going. I'm always gonna have a bias towards it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the thing with this one. Like, sure, I grew up with Samurai X, but I mean, DBZ. It's the first one. I think
but it's also it's also like the foundation of pretty much almost. It's
almost
else.
Like none of the rest of this
like
exists
the father
in a way.
To
a lot of this,
almost all of it.
This is this is almost like I want to say the Nas or Jay-Z being on the board, and it's like all the rest of these are the Coles, the Kendricks, and stuff like that
from them.
Yes, and it's like they're nice, but the guy made Blueprint, and that's how Dragon Ball Z is like. It's the blueprint essentially. Yeah. Let's talk about Black Clover and Yu Yu Hakusho.
I was too old for Black Clover, so I know little to nothing about it except for they say he scream all the time.
Well, it's hard because
it's like the magical world. He ain't got no magic. Whatever,
so like it's not similar to. I think the cool comparison is that Yu Yu Hakusho. He's also not necessarily like the most spiritually gifted, but his determination allows him to train to a level to learn what he needs to know. Yeah. But he's still not like
hands since the beginning,
right?
Hands since the jump,
and that's what Asta in Black Clover. They're very similar in that archetype. Yeah, where Asta has hands, and his hands allows him to produce magic, but he doesn't have magic. But he people's like, why is he so strong? Or what magic is he using? It's like it's just him. He's just tough. Like it's all it takes. But yeah, I think these are actually similar. Both of them, like a lot of these, actually have the tournament arc. Mm-hmm. They have like the journey to wherever arc. Yeah. They have the in a way like when Yu Yu Hakusho finds his crew when he has his crew, and then they go into like even post tournament arc or whatever the case may be. And Black Clover has that as well. They have the trials where they kind of figure out what team they go to, and then he's part of this team. He goes on various missions with the team, and similar, well, in a way, I don't think Yu Yu Hakusho's team in that tournament were like not. They weren't looked at as like these guys are deadly. You know what I mean? They're like, who are these guys? And it's the same thing with Black Clover with the Bulls. That's Asta's team. He's like, they're literally like the lowest of the low when it comes to like the magical teams in the kingdom or whatnot. And they're like the Bulls. Like, what do you do? These guys don't do anything reputable at all. So, but all that to say, Yu Yu Hakusho, man, smile. bomb.
Man,
the
story is so good from the start.
It is.
From the it's like
before you even get to like I said, that tournament arc and stuff like that. I think it's almost like DBZ in a way. I don't think it's necessarily foundational, but it in a way it is, obviously, for like Hunter x Hunter and stuff like that. But
I might go on the limb and say Yu Yu Hakusho has the best first season on the list.
That might be. You might be right.
Maybe. Yeah, I would.
I mean, I'm looking. I mean, at least on this side, 3. Especially.
Oh, on that side, definitely. On the other side, you got a couple. Yeah. Naruto's first season was pretty good. Attack on Titan's first season,
really good. Like draw.
Well, that first episode was like crazy.
Yes. Now, first episode was like
Alchemist's first season was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho might low key had the best first season on the list.
Yeah. It doesn't take you a lot to get into it.
No.
Yeah, I agree. I might have one of the swaggiest dressed crew.
Man,
because like everything associated with the 80s and early 90s stuff's like this too, but everything associated in the 80s, it's like all the gear always looks like 80s stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like somewhere in the 2000s, there's a look there, and somewhere in the 2010s, there's a look, but it's not as iconic as 80s stuff. So when they adopt the music, the look, the kind of the little brass stabs that you hear throughout the show,
brass stuff,
yeah. But yeah, so I think Yu Yu Hakusho is gonna beat over Black Clover, which actually I don't know. It depends on who votes. Depending on who votes. If our demographic votes,
that might be age.
That's what I'm saying.
Thing, so, which I kind of try to set it up for too.
Yeah, because a lot of people might be more familiar with Black Clover than Yu Yu Hakusho. So I could be completely
especially
off.
Since it's still going on and it's getting like pretty heavy right now.
Right, exactly. Let's talk about Hunter x Hunter.
This one.
And Demon Slayer. This is great because it's almost like, well, we know Hunter x Hunter is Yu Yu Hakusho essentially, just not as with the cool 80s aesthetic. But it's like, I think the animation on Demon Slayer is so great, but the story on Hunter x Hunter is so great that it's like the
style and substance. What you want?
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's an easy pick at all. I think Hunter x Hunter obviously on the hiatus, but the long hiatus,
right?
But in Demon Slayer is still going on. Hunter x Hunter has enough to kind of outlast at least for now. Because I think did we talk about Demon Slayer might be going on the pause sometime. So no, they're not.
No, they got the third season coming up right away. They announced it right away.
They do. Yes, they like. Season. All right, so y'all know.
Right.
Nah, I don't know. If I had to pick between the two, this is one of the ones that it's not as easy as which one is more relevant than the other one because they're both. Hunter x Hunter obviously came out way before, but it resurfaced.
Hunter x Hunter has one of the best stories.
You're right.
And they have the most fleshed out powers.
Yeah, and
like all the animes,
and
like, you know exactly how it works.
Yeah, and I might argue that their cast, like they're like Gon, Killua, like at least and
Oreo is the
Oreo
is the one.
Yeah, he's like the 10 of the crew, over the Yamcha of the crew. But like, I would argue that they all of them are very unique.
Yeah,
they're all very powerful in their own right. I mean, Demon Slayer sort of has that as well, but
what's funny is Hisoka looks like the upper 12.
Yes, he does.
His aesthetic.
Yes, he does. Exactly. Exactly does, which is then maybe that's a trope in anime, but I think that this is hard. I think I'm gonna go with Demon Slayer because, as Chris would say, it is the best looking anime right now.
But I would go for Hunter x Hunter.
Ooh,
one of the best stories on the list.
It is one of them. Yeah,
Gon is one of my favorite protagonists.
Yeah.
Him and Killua's relationship.
Which is great because it's not they're not besties, but they are besties.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of actually. We're gonna talk about it today. It reminds me of Mugen and dang it, why am I forgetting the second protagonist in Samurai Champloo? It reminds me of their relationship in a way.
Well, yeah,
except
they're part rivals,
right? Exactly,
like but using each other to measure where they're at,
right?
And yeah, but Gon's playing catch up like the whole first couple of seasons until he snapped during the Ant arc.
Yeah, and then it's like nobody is ever getting close. If I get the wrong emotion going,
when the nigga that snatched out somebody's heart said, "Nigga, calm down." You know something's going on.
Right. It's like, all right, we gotta figure this out.
Calm down.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, that's
plus it's like my favorite my favorite anime for like those reasons.
Yeah.
It's just done so well.
Yeah.
So well they did it twice.
Yes, it's like, and it picked up both times.
Blueprint and Blueprint 2.
Yes, like, exactly. Pretty much. No, that's Blueprint 2 and 2.1. That's what that was. It was like, wait, these are the same songs?
It twice. Right, they did it twice. But yeah, I would pick Hunter x Hunter over Demon Slayer. But I know that's gonna be a close one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if Hunter x Hunter won.
Like Demon Slayer is the best looking anime out right now.
And I know somebody mentioned that before. Was that Jordan, who doesn't necessarily like the 3D mix with the?
No, that's Chris.
That's Chris. But she would agree that it still, looks good. I mean, I don't like when a lot of other people do it, but I love when Demon Slayer does it. Because the next round one of these does it. I'm gonna talk about this. Bleach, Jujutsu Kaisen. I finally get my time to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. I finally get to talk about this dog.
Have you finished it?
Which one? Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah.
I haven't caught up yet.
Okay.
But I think the thing is it's actually a halfway decent show. It's not like it's a bad show. That's not the big problem. Yeah. For me, maybe the problem is order. Like if Jujutsu Kaisen came out in mid 2000s and Bleach would have probably looked how it looks or whatever, maybe. But to me, Jujutsu Kaisen is Naruto and Bleach had a baby, and that is what Jujutsu Kaisen looks like. Yeah. Like
Jujutsu
almost
Kaisen
to the T.
Basically Bleach.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like Bleach. I don't know how to feel about. It actually looks better. I would argue that the story is okay. It's not necessarily that unique.
You already know I couldn't get into Bleach. I stopped on like 12.
Oh no, I was talking about Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, no, but I'm saying that's as far as comparing.
Right. No, that's fair. I felt like Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't have like a terribly unique story. Actually, it's not even really. Not right now. It's not like fleshed out all the way. There's not like a real.
Also, haven't
for
seen
everything.
The movie either.
I didn't get to see the movie. I think
the movie gives reasons for most things,
like the reason why the curses manifest the way they do and stuff like that. I don't know, man. But
Gojo might be one of the best OP characters ever.
That might be a fact.
That nigga just show up and clean house.
Yeah, that might be actual factual. But I don't know about Bleach, man. I have a liking towards Bleach. Ichigo. I would say he's not that unique as a protagonist. Like he's not that different from a lot of other protagonists on this list. I just think the difference is when that guy turn up, whenever that Bankai get to going Bankaiing, you know what I mean? Like
I don't sir.
When that Bankai when he does that, like his powers manifest in a really cool way, in which I think that's when the kind of like animation kicks in. That's when the story and the animation is supported. Like when you see him kind of have these, like everybody else does, but when he has these kind of existential crises, he starts his power. I ain't gonna spoil a show, but his powers sort of start out of crisis, out of like, oh man, I need to save my family. Oh, I got these powers. I don't really know how to use them, but I'm gonna make something happen. Okay, and then
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Exactly.
That's why I put them up against each other.
And with Ichigo, I think over time he's like, I'm I'm not as nice as these guys.
That's like this is J. Cole versus Nas.
That's
right
exactly
here.
what it is.
This
is J. Cole getting Jay-Z on smartwatch.
And the filler is a Nas beat selection.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. That's
when you
exactly
get the
what
two
it
music
is.
guys, those are the type of comparisons you get.
Yeah, this is y'all fault. Y'all watching this. Y'all didn't ask for this,
Right,
but y'all
people
got
decided
this.
To be absent today, so
Right.
that's what you get.
No, but it's but I agree, and I agree. I think Bleach is cool because you watch the inner wrestling, and Jujutsu Kaisen is cool because the animation is great.
Mm-hmm.
All the side characters are great in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, the side characters are great in Jujutsu Kaisen.
And they have they have a lot of substance.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison, I would say to Bleach or whatnot, because Bleach
has a lot of other characters.
Yes, they do.
A lot of others.
And it takes them a while to explore them,
mm-hmm.
like kind of like the depth of them and stuff like that. And I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen like spends whole episodes on fight scenes with other characters that's not the protagonist at all. And you're like, that's the whole episode? All right, it's entertaining, I guess, but yeah, I'm going Bleach. But this is one of them ones where relevance. Yeah, and also relevance. I think Jujutsu Kaisen will win.
Kaisen, obviously.
Yeah, it did.
So how do you go against what inspired?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna ever choose again. I might choose Bleach unless Bleach runs up against DBZ or something like that. Then I got a real.
It might.
It could if it makes it out of this first round.
It might.
It could. I mean, then it still has to get past either Hunter x Hunter or Demon Slayer. I think it can get past Demon Slayer if maybe. Yeah. But if it goes against Hunter x Hunter, if we have like people that really like anime voting, it could get a little dicey. Yeah. But I feel like it's gonna get out the first. I wanted to get out the first round, but I think relevance will win, and I think people are more apt to Jujutsu Kaisen. However, our group of like our core, a lot of people are like mid-20s and up. Yeah. So
the Bleach
was shot.
Yeah, Bleach was like the growing up anime, the anime you grew up with.
Right, exactly.
That big three era making you guys happy out there.
Yeah, right. Remember, it's not a debate. It's a
fact.
It's a fact. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm excited. All I have to say is y'all go and vote. We're gonna have our polls up on Instagram, on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I think we drop it in the Discord as well. Let us know what you think is going to be the winningest winner.